Hi friends, my name is Antonisha and I'm a staff writer here at the Daily Grace Co. And as you know, Christmas is coming and many of us are making plans to travel, or our families are traveling to visit us. While we're making flight arrangements and renting vehicles and trying to figure out how we're going to fit all these Christmas presents in our suitcases, many of us are bracing ourselves to endure comments and questions about our singleness from our well-meaning family and friends. Your mom is going to ask when you're going to settle down so she can have grandbabies. That one aunt is going to want to know what happened to that one person you were interested in that just didn't work. You might be spending the holidays alone without family or friends. And 'tis the season for marriage proposals and pregnancy announcements and that sinking feeling you get when you see them on your social media feeds. The holidays expose our longing in a unique way. It's a special time of the year that we spend with those we love. And for some of us, we are still praying to be able to share that love in marriage and with a family of our own. Here are 3 gospel-centered tips that I hope will help you to survive the holiday season as a single person. Number 1, serve someone. A lot of people are struggling with the holidays for various reasons. Some might be grieving the loss of a loved one, others may be struggling to make ends meet or to feed their families. Who could you serve this Christmas season? Maybe your church is having a toy or food drive, or maybe a local charity needs volunteers. Maybe you know of a widow who could use some company. Often, we can benefit from taking the focus off of our own struggles and meeting the needs of others. Instead of dwelling on the void in your own life, how can we fill a void in someone else's life? Even Jesus, who is God, took the form of a servant when he came to earth. The Apostle Paul tells us in Philippians 2 to be like Jesus in this way, by serving others. Number 2, cry. If facing the holiday season feels overwhelming and the weight of longing is too much for you to handle, it's okay to grieve. Becoming emotional and expressing your grief is not weakness or failure. Grief is not your enemy. It might seem easier to try to ignore your feelings until they pass, and maybe that's true. But what's better for you is to spend time with the Lord to feel your feelings and to grieve. Sometimes we're tempted to think that God has more important things to worry about than our sadness and our longing, but that's just not true. Or we might have concluded that because He hasn't answered our prayer for marriage, He doesn't care at all. But Psalm 55:22 says, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken." Those of us who have received Christ's righteousness by faith can be assured that God will not allow our grief or longing to consume us. John Piper says, "Occasionally weep deeply over the life that you hoped would be. Grieve the losses, feel the pain. Then wash your face, trust God, and embrace the life that He's given you." And that leads me to number 3. Practice gratitude. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in everything, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Sometimes we find it much easier to list all of the things that we want and all of the things we don't have or don't like about our lives. But this is not God's will for us. Though it's okay to grieve, we are not meant to grieve forever, and we do not grieve without remembering who our God is. Look back at your life, look around you, and look forward. What has God done for you? What is He doing right now? What has He promised to do in the future? Take time to reflect on these questions and then thank God for His hand of love, mercy, and kindness toward you. After all, the Christmas season is meant to point us back to the one who answered our greatest need by becoming like us, being born in human flesh, and living and dying in our place. Don't forget to thank Him. For more on how to practice gratitude, see our video, How to Practice Gratitude Every Day. We'll link it below. The Christmas season is here, friends. Enjoy it. And if you're single this holiday, remember what we talked about. Serve someone, have a good cry, and practice gratitude. See you next time.